Monsoon session of Parliament begins. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hopes the session of Parliament will be fruitful and promises made by some political parties during the last session to help good decisions will be kept. Lok Sabha adjourned for the day after paying tributes to the departed leaders. Yaqub Memon, the death row convict in the 1993 Bombay serial blast case, will plead for relief in the Supreme Court today. The hearing is crucial for Memon as a Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Prevention Act that Tara Court in Mumbai has already issued a death warrant against Memon. As per the sentence, he will be hanged on 30th July in Nagpur Central Jail. By filing a curative petition, Memon is seeking a stay on his execution. Flood situation remains grim in Madhya Pradesh. 11 people washed away near capital Bhopal. Over 6,000 people evacuated in temple town of Ujjain. Uttarakhand also faces flood fury. The Supreme Court allowed SIT and Special Task Force of Madhya Police to file charge sheet in Vyapam scam cases till the matters are transferred to the CBI. A three-judge bench fixed July 24th for further hearing of the application of CBI that the probe agencies of the state police be allowed to submit the charge sheets in the scam cases. The week-long budget session of Nagaland Legislative Assembly for the year 2015-16 to begin in Kohima. Nagaland Chief Minister T.R. Ziliang is likely to introduce the Nagaland Lokayukt bill in the session to facilitate establishment of a Lokayukt in the state. The Indian Space Research Organisation crossed an important milestone yesterday when it successfully tested the country's latest and most powerful cryogenic engine for 800 seconds. The cryogenic engine will power ISRO's next-generation rocket, the Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III, capable of carrying the 8-ton class of satellites to space. Gold plunged 4% to its lowest in more than 5 years on Monday as sellers in top consumer China sold off the metal in a matter of minutes, just as bullion's safe haven status takes a fresh knock from mounting expectations of a US rate hike. The new development bank floated by the BRICS nations, including India, to step up infrastructure funding in emerging economies formally started its operation at its headquarters in Shanghai. BRICS economies, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, launched the multi-billion-dollar development bank at the 7th BRICS summit held in the Russian city of Ufa on 8 July amid efforts to finance infrastructure projects, mainly in member countries. Burundian President Pierre Nkurunziza is standing for a third consecutive term in elections that have been denounced by his opponents as unconstitutional. The opposition says the president is only entitled to stand for 2 terms. Public anger over his bid for a third term provoked violent protests in April and failed coup attempt in May. Greece's government has no intention of calling early elections while in the throes of finalizing a deal with its Eurozone partners on a new bailout, a spokeswoman for Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras has said. Tsipras was dealt a blow by his own camp during last week's parliamentary vote on the first batch of austerity measures demanded by lenders in return for a new €82 billion rescue package. An explosion hit a cultural center in the mostly Kurdish southeastern Turkish town of Suruc near the Syrian border. 30 persons were killed and more than 100 persons wounded in the blast. Turkish authorities have cracked down on IS networks, arresting dozens of suspects in recent weeks and beefed up its border with Syria with tanks and anti-aircraft missiles as well as additional troops. Suspected Boko Haram militants have killed more than 20 people, including multiple children, in their latest attack on northern Cameroon, easily overwhelming the few soldiers posted at the targeted village. More than 80 assailants stormed the village of Kumuna, located near Lake Chad in the northern strip of Cameroon that lies between Nigeria and Chad, on Sunday night. Sports Ministry officials yesterday clarified that they are yet to receive any form of communication on Indian men's hockey team coach Paul Van Ass, who claims to have been sacked by Hockey India. Sports Authority of India pays Van Ass's salary, but no senior official from the ministry's nodal agency was available for comments on yet another controversy hitting Indian hockey. Chaired by FIFA President Blatter, the Executive Committee pushed for a range of important reforms to be submitted for decision to the upcoming Extraordinary Congress, underlining FIFA's commitment to better governance and greater accountability. They also decided that this Congress will take place in Zurich on 26 February 2016, when a new FIFA president will be elected. Brazilian soccer legend Pele left the hospital yesterday after undergoing back surgery, the latest in a series of health complications for the 74-year-old former star striker. This is the third time Pele has been hospitalized since November. With more than 1,280 career goals and an unequaled 3 World Cup titles during his playing career, Pele is considered by many to be the greatest soccer player of all time.